United States introduced what we call withholding tax to all the views watched by Americans of YouTubers from outside America. This meant that if you're from outside America and your views came from America and you got paid from it by YouTube, you had to pay 30% withholding tax. So this hurt us as YouTubers, and it cut to our pay because most of us, we get a lot of views from Kenyans in diaspora, which is mainly in the US here, because there are so many Kenyans in the US, and also some Americans watch our content. So the country with one of the highest CPMs or RPMs in the world is the United States, one of the countries with the highest CPM. So this meant that most of the money we get is from the US. When they introduced the 30% withholding tax, it meant that actually we as YouTubers, we started to struggle because most of our pay is cut and goes back as tax to the US government. Now, that was the first thing, and we really had to we had no otherwise. We just had to keep going as YouTubers. And one thing about us YouTubers is that we don't always give up, you know. When any challenge comes, we always just keep going. Now, the Kenyan government in 2020 introduced the digital service tax law, which was passed into law, which meant that now the digital tax of Kenya was raised from, it was not there, so it was introduced. Now it became law that the government had to take 1.5% of digital tax. This means things like money you earn from YouTube and all other online transactions, you have to pay 1.5% withholding tax to the Kenyan government. Now that we did not complain because we thought 1.5% is very low and there was no cause for alarm. So right now the budget was, we saw the preview of the budget, the Kenyan budget that is supposed to be read and introduced to Parliament for debating so that it can be passed and stuff like that. So budget actually, and one of the provisions in that budget, or one of the proposals, is to raise that digital service tax from 1.5% to 15%. What this will mean is that all content creators from Kenya, making content in Kenya, like YouTube and all other places and online business and stuff like that, we will now have to pay from 1.5% to 15%. Now, as a YouTuber and someone who depends on YouTube, you know, someone who depends on YouTube for everything. For me, I depend on YouTube. I don't have any other source of income, you know. The money I earn from YouTube is what I depend on to survive. So now, adding 15% of withholding tax for Kenya, plus 30% withholding tax for the one for the United States, it's going to be almost impossible to make a living out of YouTube, especially for someone like me who depend entirely on YouTube. And for those upcoming YouTubers, and so many people have had dreams of making it, or making a living, or you know, being successful financially out of YouTube. Now this is it's a setback because now they will be cutting just way too much. Imagine the US is cutting 30%, Kenya is cutting 15%, and we don't know who is next. Europe may just decide to raise their withholding tax to 20%. So at the end of the day, we'll be earning nothing. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this withholding tax that has been proposed in the Kenyan budget? For me, I'm really against it. I would really if there was a way I could get this message to William Ruto, I would really ask him, beg him, not to introduce this digital service tax to 15%. It should just remain 1.5%, or even if it has to go up, maybe 5% is reasonable. But 15%, he will have, hapo atakuwa ametufinya sana, you know. So please, let me know what you think about this digital service tax in the comments below. For me, I feel really itatuumiza sana as YouTubers. And for me, if you watch my videos on YouTube, YouTube has done a lot of things for me, and it has been an amazing platform since I started. And I started when I lost my job, and I decided to go all in and risk everything and do YouTube. So now coming to terms that I can't make a living out of YouTube anymore really saddens my heart as I think about it. Anyway, guys, I don't want to bore you with a lot of details. Comment below what you think about this service tax. Comment below how the withholding tax from the US, the 30% withholding tax from the US, affected you as a YouTuber. Because for me, my earnings went low when the US introduced that 30% withholding tax. And you know, that 30% withholding tax is not to every country in the world that gets views in the US, because there are some other countries that have trade agreement. There are some other countries that have trade agreement with the US whereby the withholding tax is not applicable. And most of these countries are like Europe, some other Asian countries. I'm not sure if there are African countries with this kind of agreement with the US, but Kenya doesn't have that. So in Kenya, we get cut 30%. Now, Kenya has also introduced this withholding tax whereby we will be cut 15%. So for YouTubers and YouTubers like me who have been making money on YouTube, have been depending on YouTube, and have been making a living out of YouTube, this is a wake-up call. Soon we will be losing 15% of our earnings to the Kenyan government as tax. So be ready. Ukiona your earnings ziko chini, usikwe confused, usishangae ama YouTube wameanza kuniimbia. Jua tu. But anyway, it hasn't been passed into law because it's part of the provisions of the budget, and it will be debated in June. It will be debated in June, and then ikipitishwa, that is when that will start applying. For now, it hasn't been passed, so we hope it doesn't, or we hope it doesn't go through. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video. So in the meantime, guys, I just wanted to show you these houses. They are for sale, and also you can get one for rent, and the prices are just great, guys. And it's a very beautiful place. It's a big place. Every house has two parking lots, one for the owner and one for a guest. It has a very big space. It's not crowded yet, and there's not so many people here already, so it's a nice place to buy and rent, put an Airbnb, and it's located in Ongata Rongai, so it's close to the road, and there's also a good road access to this place. The people who built this property, King's Developers, they built this cable road that leads all the way to the property. So if you need this type of property, you can buy one to let. You can buy one and sell after several years later, because the price will be going up, I know. And also you can turn one into an Airbnb. So the choice is yours. Otherwise, this is a good investment opportunity. I'll leave my contact in the description below. Call me if you need one, and I'll make sure you get an amazing offer. Otherwise, guys, thank you for always watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll always be giving you a lot of real estate deals around Nairobi, Kisumu, and the rest of Kenya. As much as I see one, I'll always make sure I let you guys know about it, so that you can make the best and wisest investment decisions. And thank you guys for always watching my videos. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Oh, this is the entrance, and the place is called King Serenity. It's a very beautiful estate, as you have seen.